对，应该就是洞口，应该是再往这边走吧。有点南美的那个感觉，我在那个亚马逊河就有这种感觉。哇，这，小心脚下，小心脚下，地是湿的。
Well, that's what we say to remember. Yeah. Otherwise, it might fall.
There's some big ones over there.
So you can see here some of these have flat bottoms. That's not natural. We've taken a few off for safety purposes for tall people. But back in the day, the guides like myself used to actually souvenir. They'd snap them off and give you one on the way out and say, here, take this home as a souvenir. Doors, curtains and columns, okay? There'll be a pop quiz at the end, don't forget. Or sometimes we like to call these cave bacon. So once they crystallise on the inside, they actually become quite translucent. 1,000 years old. He's being fed by this tiny little group of stalactites up here. Their drip rate is too fast coming down from the forest floor that they don't have time to deposit their minerals up there. So they just drip down onto him and continually keep growing him. So his younger brother here, this is Manny from Ice Age. The woolly mammoth. So we're going under this one. So bending down, holding onto the handrail to the right. No, you're not.
Whoa.
That's our own little map of Tassie.
Oh, yes.
So although we ask you not to touch anything, there's usually an exception to every rule. We do have our sacrificial touch rock here. We found this rock down in the hole down there, and they actually wanted to take it away and give it to the scientists. And they got it to about here and they gave up. They said, no, it's too heavy. This rock is 300 kilos. So they put a bit of concrete underneath it and they said, let's just put it in place and let everybody touch it. We have since taken pieces off. So they have been able to tell us a few things, very similar to the ring barks of a tree, whoever mentioned that earlier. So the first ring here is actually the Jurassic period. It's the time of the dinosaurs. And the second ring is actually when that asteroid came down, decimated the Earth, wiped everything out and caused that ice age. Hallucinant once it's crystal. So one boy in the last group actually said, oh, this looks a lot like the salt lamp that Mummy bought me from Kmart. Does it taste like salt? Who can tell me what salt is made of? And what's this cave made of? Calcium, magnesium. So there's no sodium in here, which means, is this rock going to taste like salt? No. So even though it looks like his salt lamp, he did ask if he could lick it and try. And I said, you know what, to Mum, if you would like to let your child lick something that thousands of people touch a day, be my guest. Build that immune system, I say.
是可以给我好运吗？好，拜拜，再见，给我好运吧。这，你看上头，你往上看，这边，你看，哇，这个好高啊！哎呦，哇，
They start sprouting because you can't eat them fast enough. So scientifically, these are called helictites. You see over here, it's very brown, muddy and mucky. So the straw forms and the mud actually blocks that straw. The water has nowhere to go, so it decides to go back up. It can't because there's more water coming down behind it, so the only way it can go is out sideways.
Oh.
So it goes out sideways. We call these helictites after helicopter blades.
Papa, that my
Super scientific here. And you can see this column here in front of us, where this large stalactites come down from the ceiling and joined with this stalagmite from the bottom. Same on this side, this dark charcoal colour. So we had a very large Huon pine tree up above us in the forest that burnt all the way through to its trunk and created that charcoal, and hence this was the charcoal colour coming through from that fire.
你们俩腿脚还 OK 吗？你说这里边如果要是在国内的话，人肯定在这里面安一电梯。
对。
不想走路的，直接老年人什么直接就走电梯了。没有吧？这边还能走？你看这边也能走。啊？咱们是刚才是从那边下来的吗？不是吧？哇！这里头还真的不能待的时间太长，寒风刺骨的感觉。
So we've had it strength tested, and in about 100 years they say it will probably come down. Hopefully we'll get to it first, otherwise it will probably hurt somebody, but yeah, that will come down at some point.
Does any of the sharp ones ever break and then like
So
stab
the
someone?
last thing that fell was about 3 metre straw, but still would have had quite a lot of weight in it, because once they crystallise, they actually become really dense and quite heavy. So it was a 3 metre straw about 150 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah. So if something did fall now, we'd probably consider ourselves pretty lucky if we store it.
哇，这边都是透明的，这个，他们这个墙壁其实很薄，然后他们在后面安一个灯，就透过来了，就很像盐灯一样。哎呀，这块石头我又回来了，赶紧摸一摸，保佑我，保佑我。